You don't want to go to college? You don't have to go to college. You don't want to be a doctor? You don't have to go be a doctor.
There are three main reasons why people don't put in the work that you need to win.
Which is easier to replace? Your business?
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Gary Vaynerchuk. Also, if you want to have more motivation, self-love, and confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The link to join are in the description below.
We are strong as shit. We're really strong. We're just being sold that we're not because there's a lot of money. The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much. In a success world, please understand that success is happiness, not net dollars in. You don't want to go to college? You don't have to go to college. You don't want to be a doctor? You don't have to go be a doctor, right? But that also means that if that's what your parents want and that's what they're willing to pay for, you can't be like, hey mom, you know how you're gonna give me $80,000 to go be a doctor? That's what you want? Well, I don't want that. I wanna be a painter, so give me that $80,000. That's not how it works. Yeah. You have to leave that on the table. That money, that infrastructure comes with that ambition. Like if you want that safety and that money, well that means you're gonna be a lawyer. If you wanna be a motorcycle racer, that means you're gonna live in a studio apartment with 19 friends. People ask the dumbest. This kid the other day is like, Gary V, but how do you do this in the Bay Area? It's so expensive. Like, you moved. You don't live in the Bay Area.
You have a choice.
People are like, Gary, like, you're trying to pay $14 an hour? How do you survive in New York City? I'm like, you live in Queens and you take, like you can do anything.
Mm-hmm. You have options.
People aren't willing to sacrifice for what they want.
There are three main reasons why people don't put in the work that you need to win. Three big, huge reasons that if you fix, you'll start seeing the momentum in your business and your life explode. So let's just dive in, look at all three and see which one is your problem. Reason number one is you don't want it badly enough. This is unfortunately the case for tons of entrepreneurs. You say you want something that looks good, is a huge opportunity, something is blowing up in 2020. This is the industry everybody has to get into, but you actually don't want it that badly enough. You don't care enough about the thing. You're chasing some outcome instead of actually loving the process of the work. And I think it's way too many entrepreneurs. One of the biggest reasons why so many entrepreneurs fail is because you just actually don't want the thing bad enough. You're just chasing an opportunity instead of actually loving the thing. So a good question to ask yourself is, do you actually love this? Do you want it badly enough? I love making videos. I sucked at the beginning. I'm still working to get better. I've gotten better over the decade I've been on YouTube. I still look forward to it. I still love it. I still work every week creating content for you guys. We're putting out 6 videos a day across the different channels now. It's wild. It's crazy. And I still love it. We're putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. My team's putting in the work because we still actually love the process of doing it. So many entrepreneurs quit and give up because you'll say you'll do whatever it takes, but you're not going to. If you don't actually love the process, you don't actually love the work, you will not do whatever it takes. You will only force yourself to do something that you hate for so long until you give up and quit. So a big reason why entrepreneurs don't put in enough work is because you just don't love it enough. The second reason why entrepreneurs don't put in the work they need to win yet is because you're not strong enough. Yet. You're not strong enough. Starting a business is hard. It's really hard. It's among the hardest things you're ever gonna do in your life. I don't know many things that are harder than starting the business and making it successful. It requires so much of you. It's an extra child. It's an extra child. It's crazy. It's so much work. And it's gonna require you raising your standards. It's gonna require you breaking way out of your comfort zone. It's gonna require you becoming a new version of yourself. It just will. Entrepreneurship is the best personal development program on the planet because who you are before you become an entrepreneur has to change. It doesn't mean you become a totally different person. It's a better person. It's a better version of you. It's a stronger person of you. It's like before you've gone into the gym, you're super weak and scrawny, but if you go into the gym every day, you come out 10 years later, you're gonna look different. You're still you, but just better, stronger, right? That's entrepreneurship. The problems that you're facing right now that seem overwhelming, they can't be overwhelming to you. You have to understand that this is just a starting point. This is just a warm-up for you. You're capable of way more than this, because if this is all you're capable of doing, then you're not going to do more. Then that's your limit. But I don't think it is your limit. I think you're capable of way more. For me to make videos, my first video took me 2 days to make, right? Took 2 days. 2 days to film, and then editing actually probably took more than 2 days. It took me a long time to make one video. And now we're cranking them out because I'm better, because I've learned that what used to be impossible, if you told me then, when I was starting, that I'd be making 6,000 videos and 6 videos a day and all these channels, like, you're crazy. That's not what I'm gonna do. But then as you get into it, you start playing the game, you start growing, you start getting stronger, you're capable of way more. So a big reason why entrepreneurs don't put in enough work, because it's just too hard. You just see it as too overwhelming. It just feels too impossible. It requires you to grow. It requires you to raise your standards. It requires you to expect more of yourself and to become a stronger person, a stronger leader, a stronger man or woman. It requires you to become stronger and increase those standards. And some people aren't willing to do it. Some people don't want to grow yet. Some people get overwhelmed by it, and so they don't put in the work. But if you're struggling, all of your struggles are on the other side of you growing as a human and you getting stronger and having the capability, the mindset that you have the capability to go off and conquer that goal. And the third reason why entrepreneurs don't put in enough work is they're too focused on excuses over winning. There's a million reasons. I like to say there's a million reasons why you're not going to win, right? There's so many reasons why you're not going to win. There's so many things you can blame. That you can blame your parents, you can blame the economy, you can blame the president, you can blame your high school class. Like, there's so many reasons. There's so many. It's not your fault, right? There's so many reasons why you're not winning. A million reasons why. And you start talking to your friends and the people around you, they'll find a million more reasons. And it's so comforting to stay in those excuses. It's so comforting to know that, well, it's not my fault that I'm not winning. It's my parents' fault. It's my sister's fault. It's my high school teacher's fault, right? Because he threw a ball at my head in gym class, and so now I'm not successful, right? Like, it's so comforting to stay there because it means you don't have to grow. It means you don't have to change. It means you don't have to do anything else different. Where the people who actually go off and win and put in the work, they're focused on the winning. They're focused on the winning instead of the excuses. They stop hanging out with the people who are focused on excuses. Most of your friends probably focus on excuses. The people who you went to high school with probably are focused on excuses. There might be one or two who are off crushing it and focused on winning. Most people focus on excuses. And so you don't want to hang around most people until you're strong enough to pull them into your gravitational field instead of you getting sucked into theirs, right? You're so great, you're so confident, you're so strong that you're going to be a light for other people, and they're going to get sucked into your energy, as opposed to you being around mediocrity and you falling down, you falling back steps and you hanging out and becoming them, right? Whoever's more confident wins. They're very confident in their mediocrity, and so they're going to pull you into it unless you're insanely strong and confident in your ability to do great things. And so think about why you're not winning. Why? What's the reason? What's the reason you're telling yourself? Go look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I not more successful? Why have I not hit my goals? Whatever the reason that comes back, has to be something about you getting better. If it's, well, because of this, and this, and just listing off excuses, then you're not going to win. You just won't. You won't put in the work. That's why people don't make the sacrifice, because they're focused on excuses instead of actually winning. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, I want to know which of the three resonated the most with you that you need to work on. That's great self-awareness. Awareness is half the battle, right? Is that G.I. Joe? Just knowing is half the battle? I feel like that's G.I. Joe.
And knowing is half the battle.
Anyway, which one of the three resonates the most with you? Let me know. Put it down in the comments below. And if you're still here, you made it this far in the video, I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comments below.
I'm not sure how you're going to take this story, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways, okay? End of a class, 9 at night, 600 people. There's a fellow up at the top, puts up his hand and say, Mr. O'Leary, look, I have to ask you a question. I haven't said anything all class, but I'm really hurting. Can you help me? And I said, what's your problem? Class goes dead silent, because it's not going to be about business. And he said, today, my fiance came to me and said that I have to make a decision between our relationship and the business. And I said, oh, I'm not Dr. Phil here, but let's hear it. This guy had, in his dorm room in undergrad engineering, built an online cloud-based compliance tool for hedge funds with under 250 million. to help them reduce their costs. It's a subscription service. The guy had a run rate of $5 million. He hadn't even graduated yet. I'm licking my chops at this business. This is fantastic. And then he said, but I have no time. And I never see my fiancée. She wants me to come be with the family on Sundays, just once. But I'm doing my compliance downloads on Sundays, and I have to deal with my customers because I got to be back in class at 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Now the class is looking at me saying, okay, big guy, what's the answer? I said, everybody, let's be pragmatic. Which is easier to replace? Your business or your fiancé? And the hit the fan with that. But let me ask you something. Clearly that match was not right, because if you're going to get into a relationship with an entrepreneur, man or woman, it doesn't matter. You have to understand what drives them. It's not going to be a successful union. It's not going to work. I think he made the right decision.
Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want Gary Vee's best advice on what it takes to be an entrepreneur, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Entrepreneurship is scary, and you have to fight against the system, and you have to see things others don't, and you have to challenge norms.